Just answering questions with waptek, freezing my ass off. Questions about my situation and other things. I'll come up with a clever title, or I'll just say blurp. Just curious, where and with what did you record this video? It's very blurry and you look like you're freezing your butt off. I'm currently placing my gloves underneath my butt. Yes, I am. Thank you for noticing. I'm in Portland, Oregon, and Portland, Oregon, if it's not raining, windy, and really, really cold during wintertime, it's tolerable. If it's any one of those things, it's still tolerable, as long as it's not all three. Right now it's cold. It's not freezing cold, but the freaking ground is. So here we go. Where I am each time I do a video is based on me being away from a music or noise source, without distraction and without assault possibilities. I actually was being stalked a minute ago by somebody I prevented from stealing my bike. He was running around with a steel pipe trying to intimidate me. Didn't work. The people he was outed to, he's been run out of Northwest Portland for the second time this week, but this time not by me. Why am I filming here? That sort of thing. I am not a person with a place to live. I'm going to get to that in a minute because someone asked me that question. I have to film and record in a place that has no distractions if possible. That's almost impossible outside. I can't film in the coffee shop I'm at or any other location because they always insist on playing music. Actually, it's good music, but they play it loud enough that it will set off the copyright detection system on YouTube and always flag my damn videos. And I can't have that at all happen. Every excuse you come up with to flag my channel and shut it down has been used. This last one was, you made a playlist. People have actually had their channels killed for liking a video. And it was a Taylor Swift video, which was really funny, actually. I kind of wonder, there's got to be a joke there someplace. Y'all make that joke. Just put it down below. But I'll get to the next one. I'm genuinely curious why you're homeless. And if you choose this life, I don't choose it. I didn't choose the thug life, it chose me. You seem very intelligent. But it's an act. Not on heroin or alcoholic. I'm unable to do most mind-altering drugs of any kind, including painkillers. I have a damaged spinal column and I'm sitting down on cement. I'm also blessed with, at one time, making a lot of money being a computer geek, among other things, and having good medical coverage at one time, and having every single nerve bundle that was damaged from previous injuries literally just cut. Just said, yeah, cut them. They're doing nothing. They provide me nothing except pain. Cut them. They're not informing me of any damage. It's just shit that'll never finish. Stop putting off pain signals. The pain management consisted of burning the nerve bundles out while I was unconscious using, I think it was 25 volts over a really short distance, because that worked. But anyway, as for the meme about homeless people using alcohol and drugs, most of them do it as a way to cope with things. My methodology is, I grew up around drunks and people who died from drug overdoses and driving off the road and hitting something. I will not use any drugs or alcohol. I don't even smoke. I grew up with constant lung and upper respiratory problems and medical issues, and both my parents effectively died from the medical problems that they caused to themselves through smoking. And I've seen too many alcoholics and had to put too many people babysat people after being drunk and drugged. I just can't. And yeah, I sometimes do the other drug. This is the main drug, besides coffee. I sleep, and I dive into the altered state of sleeping and dreaming. Inception. That was a movie to all you guys. To me, that was actually every night. I can actually control my dreams about 10% of the time these days. When I was younger, I did it more. And I can concentrate enough that I can distract myself from feeling what's going on in my lower spinal column right now. Warning, it doesn't actually have pain sensations. I'm just feeling pieces moving around that aren't supposed to be able to move. Anyway, please help me understand why you don't live in a cheaper town like myself, where rent is very cheap in southern Indiana. Connections. I've lived in Oregon my entire life. I've lived in Portland, Oregon, and also in Eastern Oregon. I won't go back to Eastern Oregon because it's not good for my health. I grew up in an area that did not work for me. I'm in the Valley of Sickness, Portland, Oregon, Eugene, Oregon, that strip of dirt. If you look at it on a map, we call it the Valley of Sickness. The Willamette Valley, etc. But it keeps me from getting as sick, number one. Number two, I genuinely have the ability to survive here, even without assistance. I have assistance from a relative, not from the state or federal government. Next, the reason I'm homeless, and this is stupid, is because I'm homeless. I'm denied access to rentals, all of them, because they now run that, that $40 background check that actually kind of got price limited a long time ago, so you couldn't charge more. Originally, $40 covered a detailed list of why you were being denied rental. Now it just says go, no go. You pay for the cheap $40 background check, and the person reading it just says don't rent to the person. It's a set of numbers and punches. Oh, he has 5 points against him. It's like your credit score. They don't explain what your credit score is about. I don't have a bad credit score, even though at one time it said, oh, he's a bad credit risk. And then the detailed version I handed to people said, yeah, it's because he reneged on a medical bill because he wasn't able to work for a year and then paid it back a year later. That's not a good reason to jack someone's credit score. That's a sign that they were really medically fucked. Chiseled features. I'm a pretty bitch. But anyway, the part of this that's actually important for your question is that when they do the $40 check these days in Portland, Oregon, and everywhere just about, they run it through a system that nobody actually checks or corrects. And all it says is you can or cannot rent to the person. In my case, it says inadequate rental history. That's a code word for you were listed once as being homeless. So I can't get a place to live unless I find someone who will literally not run a background check, but run the good one. It's $60. They don't. They don't want to put in the money, and they don't want to charge you for it because they might get sued or something. As for Southern Indiana, I can go to Southern Oregon and buy a hunk of dirt for $1,000. I will have no resources near me. Every place I found that's cheap has some loophole or catch associated with it that makes it nearly impossible to be happy under those conditions. I can go to Southeast Portland, Southeast? Yeah, Southeast. Get a place to live, and I'll find someone who demands that I literally act as their maid. And I mean the whole kinky outfit and everything. I've had people demand that I join their church, and one person said I had to convert to Islam or he wouldn't rent to me after he got the money. I made sure he understood that the money was going to come back because he lied to me. And one guy wanted me to convert to Judaism jokingly, and then when I said no, he said, get out. No, I'm not kidding. And the worst one, 90% of the ones, you have to be vegan. And if you're not vegan, we'll stalk you. Yeah, it's the libtard count. What do you think of the large object in the suspect's left pocket, suspect? It's a photo, not a video, really, at the 6-minute and 30-second mark, the Delphi murder. It isn't. There's not enough data in the video. It's not clear enough, and there's no point in analyzing it. I will do an analysis of the, I think it's 3 or 4 frames of actual data. I'll try to image stabilize and clean it up, if I can find a clean source, at resolution. But I'm seeing people saying there's a car and people underneath the bridge that was a photo the kids took while they were on the bridge. I don't have the ability to analyze it, but I will go ahead and do it since you've asked. That'll be another video. And I'm going to repeat, all my channels now can upload, finally. YouTube has removed a restriction on it. So let's review. To recap, I record videos wherever I can. Sometimes it's at camp, sometimes it's outside of a coffee shop, any place that won't cause a problem with it being uploaded, and with me making a recording, and I have to keep an eye on things, situational awareness type thing, so I don't get hurt. Because every once in a while you run into an actual nutcase that wants to hurt somebody. Or just a drunk from, a yuppie who wants to pick a fight. That doesn't happen much anymore. I've gained a reputation for being the bouncer for this road. The other times I do videos is actually just wherever I can that it isn't loud. Sometimes it was inside at one time, but I got flagged one too many times by music. And I hate this, but I gotta say it. Businesses that won't just shut off the music every once in a while and let it be quiet, that really bugs me. And some of them use it as a way to get you to leave. So, you get the idea. And yes, I'm freezing my butt off this time of year, yes. More than that now. Now my feet are screaming. They actually still have the nerve endings, most of them anyway. That's another medical problem that went away, thank God. Next, I'm homeless because I am listed as ever being homeless, and I'm restricted or discriminated against. Even if I stand there, at one point up the road there, about a half a mile, at a building that had lots of rooms available, I was denied housing even though I had 6 months of rent money. Not first, last, and deposit, which is really just 3 months rent. I had 6 in cash. I'm waving this in your face. Why aren't you renting to me? It says we can't rent to you. And I came back and tried to talk to the business owner. And he said, my idiot cousin just locked me out. He's drunk, so nobody can get in and out of the building. And I can't get him to answer the phone. And we got in eventually, and he wouldn't open the door. He was literally drunk, passed out. That was the reason I couldn't get that place. The owner of the place wanted me to move in because he wanted me to fix the network, and he wanted me to be the guy running the place. That fell through because a different cousin showed up for free. And the last place I lived at, I helped remodel. That's how I paid for it. I have a good rating until you look it up that way. So now I got to end the video because someone's approaching. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that.